Hello. That was an exercise that I learned, a movement that I learned from Clyde Morgan back when I was dancing. He danced with Jose Limon, and he was one of my major modern dance teachers. I am just going to quick show that to you. If you feel like doing it standing up, that's really wonderful. That's how I learned it. We did it sometimes in first position and second position. You can do it with turnout or without turnout. I was just doing it on my knees. And it goes like this. It's the reason I, first of all, I love the circular nature of it. And it follows with the rise and fall and breath release kind of idea that was in Jose Limon's uh, technique, in his modern dance technique. A lot of his movement was based on those concepts. And I do use the concept of the circle. I think it's really important to think in an almost spiritual way about the concept of the circle in terms of this circle that we move in, like the Leonardo da Vinci, as well as circles that our bodies can move in. And what's this exercise is really good for is these upper torso core muscles, which are sometimes hard to get to. So and of course, you try to start out. I'm looking at myself pretty straight. I have a tendency for a sway back, and I've always had to work to straighten myself, my front of my pelvis out, so that I can be on my legs as dancers do. So I'm just going to do this. I'm starting on. You start with one hand. Oh, I'm just going to do it while I'm still here, and I'll describe it and then do it. One hand scoops and goes under, then up and over, then up and to that side, and then through the arms to the other side. That arm then goes scoop, up and over, up and side, and out. And it just keeps on. So if I'm doing it on my knees, don't do it if your knees bother you this way. You can do it sitting. But it's a little bit mesmerizing. I'll do it just like this so you can see a little bit better, because you do a scoop. Scoop, up and over, to the side, flow to the other side. Scoop, up and over, to the side, through to the other side. And it just continues that way. And I want to play around with that. And then I wanted to show you something I just thought of, and it is in this bent leg position from zigzag, right? And let me see if I can get in here. Oh, there I am. Okay. And then it's the idea that, you could start in this sort of neutral position, and you can do some things, making your back straight and then coming up and blow out and scoop, and like that, and then moving, just shifting over to the side. If you're not ready to do my long form zigzag, you can do something where you lean over and lift that back leg, and then lean back and lift the front leg. And it doesn't have to look pretty. You don't have to point your toes. You can if you want to. And then come back up to this and scoop up, lean back, up to vertical, scoop up, lean back, up to vertical, and of course it would be breathe out, and then breathe in. So even small movements like that can get you started to being in touch with your torso. So I invite you to do that. And I thank all of my new subscribers. We're getting quite a few every day, and that makes it worth it. I just came back from my walk. This reminds me, being out in the cold like this, it's probably only 37 degrees or something. It reminds me of ice skating. I used to be a somewhat serious figure skater before I got into dance, and you know, you go out in the cold in just flexible clothes and you make your own body heat. So I hope that you will consider doing these movements. They are mesmerizing, and they will bring your mind and body